Last month, I want to let you all know, I sat down with former Treasury Secretary Robert Rubin, who was the Treasury Secretary under Bill Clinton. This was at a conference in New York City, and we talked a lot about some of the very issues that are emerging right now in today's market. As we watch a market that's off about 300 points, Secretary Rubin was saying he was very concerned about trade. He was very concerned about China, and this is on May 17th. Watch this.
So I think we live in a world that there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of risk, and I think the markets are basically under-discounting those risks, at least in the shorter term.
I don't think within the next year you think things could go that poorly?
No.
Within the next 12 months?
I mean, what are the problems? Everything's a question of odds, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what are the odds that, given the administration's animus toward China and the trade demands that they're making of China, that erupts into some kind of a trade war? I think there are tremendous issues that China's trade policies have raised, and I think they should be addressed, but you don't address them in the very public way that they have. What I would do about China is exactly the opposite of what we're doing. I would try to figure out a constructive way to engage with China that's in our mutual self-interest for the long term.
He said he really doesn't like what this administration is doing with China right now at all. He thinks that China wants to save some face, and as such, it would be advantageous to be doing a lot of these negotiations behind closed doors. In the meantime, he, as you heard him say, is expressing some concerns about the potential for a trade war and what that would mean for our economy. Joining me here on set, Bullseye Brief author and publisher Adam Johnson, along with our own Kristina Partsinevelos. And Kristina, let me start with you. Does Secretary Rubin have a point? I mean, do we need to be more cautious in some of the rhetoric that we've been using against China right now, given that should we actually see a trade war? Look, nobody wants it. I keep saying, hey, if we see one, we'll win because we're the world's biggest customer. But nonetheless, it could be painful in the meantime. So does the Secretary have a point in that we should be careful with rhetoric?
Do you really think that you can get President Trump to be careful with wording, especially when it involves trade? I think that's a very difficult ask, so I don't even think it's possible. Are we in a trade war? No. I believe that these are talks right now. If anything, the only thing that's going to go forward is NAFTA, with July 1st and Canada imposing tariffs there. So that's one step forward in terms of the trade dispute. In regards to China, they're going to hit back possibly later on with supply chain, and that Qualcomm being hit today. Why? You don't have as many products, American products, going into China compared to the other way around. So when they impose tariffs, it's not going to hurt the economy as much. So why not go after the American companies that are already doing business, that buy some of the parts in China? And I think that could be a future hit.
But in a way, aren't those companies being hit as well, Adam? In other words, if you're, I mean, they're going to be...
I'm long Qualcomm, and it hurts.
Exactly.
NXPI is another one. Yeah, I'm actually still long these companies because I do think this thing gets worked out. And I tell you why. Every time we have seen tit versus tat, there is wiggle room that is built into this thing. Mm-hmm. So, for example, when the U.S. initially came out with the tariffs, it was scaled back from 50 to 40, and it was on about 1,050 items. Well, then the Chinese countered, and it was only for 34, and it was on 564 items. And they said not until July 6th. In other words,
July 6th, right.
Yeah, there's wiggle room. Mm-hmm. And I think what we're also realizing is that this is the first time we've ever seen an administration do all of this out in the open. We've always seen it behind, it's always been behind closed doors.
Which is the way, by the way, you know, Bob Rubin says he kind of likes it that way. But he also said to me, and I would encourage everyone to see the entire interview later today online on Fox Business. But he also said to me, look, China is a problem. They're stealing our intellectual property. We can't allow this to continue. Well, it is an issue, and it's been an issue for so long. He doesn't like the approach of this administration, but, you know, I think we all know that the other approaches haven't worked so well.
But do you even think that this is addressing that the stealing the intellectual property when you're going after bourbon? You're going, well, maybe that's with Mexico, but you're going after tit for tat. Is that addressing the actual problem? No. Are you trying to force exactly the government in China to change their practice?
Well, you know, think about this. Google, Facebook, and Twitter are all blocked in China. So if you actually talk about leveling the playing field, what about letting these great American exports, Google search, on and on, actually go into China? I mean, it's really amazing when you think that those websites are censored. You can't get in there. I've traveled extensively throughout
I know
China.
you
I've
spent a
done
lot of
business
time there,
with the
and I know
Chinese,
you've done
and
a lot
they're
of
tough.
reporting there,
They
too.
are absolutely tough.
Which is why even Google buying JD.com.
Yeah, right.
There investing. That just
Smart.
shows that they believe, they don't think that China's going to change their ways, so let's go around it and go after a Chinese
Right,
company.
and then I guess I would just point out, like, what are they giving up in order to do that? Because you have to surrender a certain amount of your intellectual property or your privacy as an American company doing business over there. And that, you know, I'm concerned about long term. The Secretary and I talked about long-term concerns, and he did make the point, though, and I think we all agree with this, that, you know, the U.S. is not a country you'd ever want to bet against.